make sure the audio is working. We're good. Okay. Alright, I think we're good. We start playing. Just gonna play some solos. My game crashed. I'm opening it back up, guys. Oh my god. I was having such a good game, are you kidding? Alright, I'm gonna get back in game. Alright. That's super annoying. How many kills did I have? I had like 5 or 6. And I had like really good loot. Dang. No, that's not it. It didn't save. Dang. That was close. was close. Alright. That guy made me scared for a minute there. Oh my god, chill, bro. Oh my god, I can't hit a shot. Alright. There. I have no meds now. That's not good. I'm struggling to find some shield healing. I don't really want to rush without full health. bet there's someone over here, but I need to loot. Wow, there is no one here. What the heck? Oh crap. I forgot about zone completely. There's gotta be meds down here or something. Sort of. Yep. Oh! That was nice. Okay. Last guy. Ah, I thought I was on flat ground. thought I was on flat ground, but I guess I was like 10 stories in the air. Alright. That was a couple of minutes of just complete chaos right there. Alright, we found a game. Awesome. Oh my god, that... Jeez, that scared me. Holy crap, I almost just died. Oh, that was lucky. Glad he had low enough health. I'm gonna scare this guy so badly. Did the guy leave? I think he might have left. Why would he leave though? Huh. He actually left. Okay then. Jeez, I didn't... There's only 4 people left in this huge zone. Everyone died so quickly. What the... That's so weird. There's only 3 people left in this huge zone. Got him. Alright, just before FNCS starts, too. Alright, I'm gonna take a short break and I'll be back just before FNCS starts and I'll be watching that till it's over, basically. Close Fortnite and I'm gonna put something up in case people join late and don't know what's happening. Okay. Alright. I will be back. Alright, I'm back. Let me get the live stream pulled up. Okay. Now we wait. Alright, it's about to start, I think. Excuse me. All right. Okay. I'm gonna mute this until the it actually starts.
Different. My name is Vincent Fortin, and my in-game name is Pamstu. My parents were like not sure of it and maybe not that much supportive, but my dad always just believes in me. Even to this day, he goes to every event I played and watched me a lot. Yeah, I do have a brother and he usually plays a lot of video games, and back in the days we always used to like compete against each other. Beating him when I was young was like such an achievement. Yeah, my mindset is always to win no matter what. I always just played sport, which kind of like led me to being very competitive. I played badminton a little bit, but I didn't play like in high level. I just played with my family and my cousins. I mean, Fortnite is a very competitive game. You have 100 players, so you need to like be on the top. And sports is a bit like the same, where you have to always beat a team. And that's what I always wanted in my life, to be a competitor. I used to compete against like team in my region, and now I compete in like the best player in Fortnite. So I feel like it's not the same level, but you can relate. It's very hard to have a good balance between life, school, and everything, but I really have a good schedule, which make it very easy. I just go to school, then when I come back, do a little bit of exercises. They say if I have something to do, if it's cool, or just talking to my parents, then I play Fortnite. My favorite subject in school is math. And my playstyle is really fast, so I guess it can like relate with math, because in math you have like a certain times to do a certain problem, especially in school. So I feel like for Fortnite it's almost the same, because sometimes you have no times to think about what you need to do, and you need to think quick. Obviously, getting a mental reset after a game it's hard, but I do it with my teammate Fash. We just usually talk about what went wrong and just really going forwards about what we're gonna do in the next game, which makes it very easily. I usually also just get out of my PC just to think a little bit about other things in life. I think the loyalty between me and Fash is something very good because I can always trust Fash and I always know that we're gonna stick together. Last chapter, we peaked 3rd place in one of the FNCS. I think this is only the beginning, and I don't think this is the peak of us. We are playing every single tournament that we can and making sure that every single mistake we fix before the qualifier. I think in a year or two, I'll be very more successful, I'm guessing, and I really want to just improve my game and just be at the top of level. I'm gonna place 1st place. I'm saying it. I'm ready to take it home.
Oops. Who you guys want to win? Say in chat if you guys want. I think I think I like maybe Booga to win. I don't know. I don't watch much competitive, so I don't know much about it, but
This is the Global Championship.
The best players in the world all battling it out.
Insane matches already today.
These are the moments that make these players championship material.
One chance to make it happen, and they take it by force.
It is going to be absolutely insane.
I don't think it's copyrighted music, but just in case, I'm gonna mute real quick.
Can you feel it? Because tension is in the air tonight as we have our last lobby before grand finals of the Major 3 FNCS. Series points is what's up for grabs tonight, and a bunch of teams need this badly. One of the teams that are in a good spot but needs to secure their slot is Peterbot and Larson. This duo has only had 2 weeks of play since they weren't a duo back in week 1, but now they're almost ready for the grand finals. Let's see them make it tonight. The duo of Mud Hut Boy and Chris is also a team that could make it tonight, and if everything goes according to plan, they can call themselves grand finalists as well in a few hours. They gotta keep their head in the game though, because nothing's safe just yet. So can they keep calm? Lastly, we have Moo and Bacon. Currently outside the threshold, however, it is realistic for them to make an upset in the leaderboard tonight and rake in those last crucial series points in order to join the remaining teams in the grand finals of NA. All the NA teams know that the Major 3 Grand Finals matters more than ever if they want to get a spot in the upper bracket of the Global Championship. If they miss this chance tonight, then they only have one shot left in the Last Chance Major. So let's see who makes it to the Major 3 Grand Finals. This is the NA FNCS.
What's going on, Fortnite fam? It is fantastic to see all of you. Welcome back to the FNCS. Yesterday, EU took the stage, and there were some crazy games over there. But now in NA, here we are to pick up the pieces and try and make sense of the final week here before Grand Finals. Many duos are looking to just get a couple more series points to secure their spot in Grand Finals, and today's the day to make that happen. Now, before we get into the competition, of course, I gotta remind you about Legends Landing. If maybe you're new to Fortnite, you've never checked it out before, hop in. The island code is right here on screen right now. There's box fights, there's build fights, there's actually like a hall of legends where you can go back and see previous FNCS winners, and of course, a display for the active champions and so much more. Stop on by Legends Landing whenever you have a chance. You can also watch the FNCS, play a little, watch a little. It's super dope. Legends Landing, check it out. Now, of course, we have some analysts who will be helping us break down and dissect everything we see today. It's none other than the best Taco and Vivid who will be helping us make sense of what it is we're going to see. Friends, welcome to the show.
Appreciate it, Zeke. As always, can you feel it? The last week, the last ride, until Grand Finals, that is.
Yeah, of course. Listen, a couple of these teams tonight have to go ahead and make sure they get just a couple more series points to make sure we can see them in the Grand Finals. Can't wait to see how they do.
Well, Viv, I want to just jump right into it. Let's talk about that series point leaderboard. We talked about it over in EU, but now North America, what is going on? So we take a look. This is our top 10. Now, we've got some names you're used to seeing, right? Yamzone Rise, Acorn and Cold, Bucky Okus, Aegis Kanata, Pollo Sphinx. Names we've seen kind of for the last few weeks. Let's talk about the duos on the bubble. The duos that are coming in today saying we have to have a good performance if we want to keep the FNCS stream alive. I'd like to turn attention here to 59th, Mud Hut Boy, who is fast, and then Chris. What do these guys need to place if they want to kind of find themselves in that top 50?
As far as Mud Hut Boy and Chris are concerned, it's going to be a 36 or higher placement that'll be able to secure them a grand finals qual here today. But you have to remember that this is a duo that has had a little bit of a shift since week 2. We saw them over in Mega City. Not the greatest week there either in week 2 finals because they finished at 44th. And keep in mind, they need 36 or better today. So let's hope that switch in draw spots over to Shattered Slabs works out in their favor.
Yeah, and the thing about last week's 44th placement was that they were alive for 20 minutes, which is, very late into the game, a lot of the games, but they only managed to get 21 points over the course of 6 games last week while being uncontested. So we're going to have to see if they can flip the switch here whilst they are contested this week.
I love to see it. So that's a look at a duo just outside the bubble, right? Let's dive deeper. Let's take a look and jump from the 50 through 59th all the way down from the 70th to the 79th place. Okay, 2 duos we want to highlight here. First, we've talked about a little bit, Moo and Bacon there at the top of your screen. If I understand correctly, these guys need about a 13th or higher if they want to make sure they can make it to Grand Finals.
Definitely no easy feat, especially to try and accomplish in a set lobby. But also keep in mind an interesting fact about Moo and Bacon is that if they do manage to secure their quals for grands today, then both of them will have competed in every single major grand so far with different duos the entire time.
Wow, yeah, that's crazy. But the crazy thing is that this duo, this major, this is their first weekly final that we're going to be seeing them in, as they just barely missed out on finals range last week. So hopefully they put a little bit more prep time into this week.
Absolutely. So once again, we come back. to the leaderboard. We talked about that duo in the first place, right? 70th place. Let's look at the duo right below them. Swexy and Omizi there in 71st place. Okay, so we've looked at 36 or higher to be comfortable. 13th or higher. What do these guys need?
Well, this is an 8th or higher placement that is required here. And again, we're already talking about how even accomplishing top 13 is going to be difficult. But for Swexy and Omizi, this is a relatively inexperienced duo. And the scary part to think about is that at their drop, they're going to be contested by Yuumi and Source. And you have to keep in mind, Yuumi and Source, they're already qualified to Grand. So that could pose some threats here for Swexy and Omizi's first opportunity to try and qual to their first ever Grand Finals.
Yeah, and a little bit inexperienced as well, as this will be the first time we see them in a weekly final during this major.
Absolutely. So we kind of talked about these duos. I want to once again, let's just keep going deeper down the rabbit hole. Let's talk about their drop spots. Taco, you kind of talked about it. If we start with Swexy and Omizi, this last duo we talked about, they're actually landing over on Slappy Shore, going up against Yuumi and Source. How do we expect this to kind of go?
Look, if I'm Yuumi or Source, I am going as aggressively as possible into Swexy and Omizi. I'm defending my drop. I'm not giving these guys an opportunity to look to challenge me in Grands.
Oh yeah, 100%. You definitely want to defend that, but looking a little bit to the west towards where Moo and Bacon will be landing at the Sun Swoon Lagoon, and similar situation. They're going to be going up against a team who is also pretty much guaranteed a grand finals slot. So there's a lot of tension going on at these drop spots so far.
And again, while we're on the topic of contested duos, we're looking at Mud Hut Boy and Chris, who are going to be a little bit more contested here at Shattered Slabs against a Script and Flood. And again, maybe that contest works out in their favor because 44th in week 2, maybe 36 or higher here in week 3.
Okay, so there you go. So all these duos that we've talked about and have highlighted for you, they have a Herculean task, to say the very least. Much is on the line here for them today. So remember, as we're watching these duos go head-to-head, them being eliminated either off-spawn or way too early is going to be very, very bad for the duo, but we continue the ball rolling. My favorite part of these type of shows is actually we get to talk to players. We get to get in their very minds and ask them a couple questions as we prepare for the show. And we have one for you. It is Larson, who is paired up with Peterbot, who will be joining us. Larson, what is going on, man?
What's up?
How you feeling? How does it feel coming into the competition? I know you guys did not get to play together in week number 1. And now you guys are coming into week number 2. You guys, we're kind of contested off spawn. What's the strategy coming into this week?
I can't leak too many strategies, but we got a few things we're ready for, and I'm confident we can do good this finals.
Well, Larson, it's kind of interesting because in week 1, you knew that Peterbot already had a duo. So what was kind of the thought process for you, and what made you really decide that Peterbot had to be your duo for the remaining 2 weeks?
So in week 1, I played with Chimp. We didn't end up qualifying out of opens, so I just DM'd Peterbot because he wasn't really confident with his teammate Kwani, and then we just ran it up for week 2, and now we're here.
Nice. Some things just end up working out. Now that you are duoed up with Peterbot, tell us a little bit about the dynamic, like who's making the calls, how is it playing with Peterbot, stuff like that.
Peterbot is IGLing, and he recently moved with 0 ping, so we're really crazy together. We pick up a lot of elims together, and I'm just confident.
Larson, and what is your X factor? What's the thing that you're bringing to this duo end of the game that you feel like everyone else around you, they need to be careful of?
You just gotta be careful of me sticking your back tarp, Twitter pumping you.
There you go, man. Well, thank you so much for your time, man. We appreciate it. And of course, best of luck at the competition today, man.
Yep, thank you.
There you go. So Larson duoed up with Peterbot. Once again, they didn't play together week 1. They came together week 2. Had a pretty good week 2. And now in week 3, they just want to make sure they can make it to grand finals. For this duo, do you guys expect them to perform well tonight? Is there anything that could maybe cause them to stumble at all?
Well, I actually really like the fact that Larson went ahead and mentioned Peterbot with the 0 ping, because when you think about the fact that they are going to have a slight contest at their drop spot, because they're landing right in between Hidden Ruin and Kapot Cove, which is part of the jungle biome of the map. And the thing is that he said they're crazy. They can get the elims, and lately in week 2, they proved that if they won the off spawn, then they were looking great for the rest of the game.
Yeah, good point. Of course, they are going to be going up against a different duo this week, right? So maybe some things will have to be, switched up and whatnot. But speaking about how they did last week, like we mentioned, they were contested last week, still ended up doing well enough to pretty much already be qualified for grand finals, and they ended up going 4-2 off spawn. So I'm expecting them, honestly, to have the edge coming into today.
Okay, so this is giving me like mad parallel vibes, okay? Obviously, Peterbot, Larson, they're doing well. But the parallels I'm drawing here are like Muzz and Paper, right? Another duo that they had like a rough beginning. Week 2 came back, they placed 6th. And now they're here again in week 3 rather, trying to make it to grand finals. Let's talk about this duo and maybe expectations for them coming in.
I mean, Muzz alone is such a highly regarded player in the North American scene. Always have to give the friendly shout out to being the Oshi import to the region. But in NA with Paper, I mean, he struggled a little bit to find a duo in the first place for this major, but he's looked as though he's meshed really well with Paper's playstyle. And I think that most importantly of all is that this duo is just constantly being proactive, constantly trying to keep their spatial awareness, and these combat caches, they play such a pivotal part in their flow throughout a match.
Yeah, but even though they're going to go ahead and find the combat caster, they're like, you know what, listen, we're not going to just sit around and wait for the loot to pop out of this thing. Let's go get some Storm Surgeon. And you can see it right here unfolded. They go ahead, they look for a team to get some early shots in. They actually end up getting an elimination, and double that, they find his teammate as well. So 2 eliminations, a lot of Storm Surge, and the fact that we also saw them grab up that cache means that they have plenty of loot to go into the end game as well.
And the endgame is not easy by any means. Both of these players, though, with so much individual experience that when they combine, it's just all about the positioning. Because again, talking about that spatial awareness, this duo does an incredible job in terms of just understanding where their priority rotation should be at. They're always consistent in the fact that they're not trying to just like linger in the more congested areas of a zone. It just seems as though Muzz and Paper in particular, they tend to prioritize making sure they get that Storm Surge early on, so then they can just focus exclusively on their positioning as the mid game develops.
Yeah, and when you go ahead and get that early Storm Surge, that early loot, right, what can you really do with that advantage? Well, you go to a spot on the map that is very, very good, and in this instance, in 4th zone, they're going to go ahead and take dead center of the storm. Now, basically what that ends up meaning is that when next zone pops, they're pretty much guaranteed to be within it or very, very close to it. And just like I mentioned, they are in the next 5th zone. But as you can see, they're a little bit south, and all of the other teams on the map are also going to be rotating from the south. So that side will end up being congested. So they're like, you know what? We already have loot. We already have Storm Surge. Let's even rotate further, even though we are already in the zone. And they go ahead and make that rotate right back into the next center of 5th zone, and as you can see here, ends up being a very, very good position for them. And plays like this, right, that experience out of Muzz is why they got 6th place last week, even though they unfortunately didn't even make it out of opens in week 1. So I'm excited to see what they got for week 3.
All right, speaking of week 3, it's almost that time. I'd love to just get quick thoughts on what your guys' expectations coming into today.
I just want to see some pop-offs, and it would be cool for Moo and Bacon as well if they manage to make it to Grants.
You know, listen, I mean, more Yamzo and Rise domination. Maybe we'll see some Acorn and Cold pop-offs. I know that Bucky and Okus, they're looking to make this one of the last times they actually get to practice, because for some reason Okus is going on vacation this week. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, we'll have to see how they do as well.
All right, well, it's that time. The competition is ready. The battle bus is ready to go. And of course, your casters, 112K and Jacob PR, are as well. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Zeke and our analysts, breaking down and laying the foundation of what we're going to see today. There's teams that already got their spot, but more importantly, it's those teams that we're looking at that still need to punch their ticket to the grand final.
There's a lot of pressure on these guys, right? If you're coming into a lobby knowing these 6 games have to be top top form from you. Like, that's a lot of pressure that when you look at some of those names, a lot of them haven't been used to that kind of pressure. A lot of them haven't even ever been to a grand finals, right? And so it's like today